Welcome back everyone, and it is chest session. Road to 160, we're getting there slowly but surely. As you saw in the last video, 140 kilograms was not even close to owned, but it was an improvement. So previous session to that where I tackled 140, we came in with 7 reps. As you saw, epic last video, 5 sets of 2, only 2, but 5 sets of, which got us to 10 repetitions on 140 in a single session. Happy days. I'm itching already because I've taken pre-workout at the right time this time, about 20 minutes ago. So my face is on absolute fire with beta-alanine. Feel like I could chat for the world as per flipping usual. And to be honest with you, the UK is starting to bite. It is 11 degrees, just checking my phone. Yeah, 11 degrees. Now some of you might be saying, Barry, stop moaning, that's not cold. It gets there in the garage gym. So we're going to put that back. I'm going to get underway. I've already got 60 kg on the bar, so we're going to tackle that for a warm-up as usual. Now we're going to mix it up this evening, where I've been going for kind of like 5s to get up to 140, then working on 2s and 3s. We're going to add some more reps into this. I've seen a lot of comments where people have been saying, Barry, you need to get the reps up. Try 135 for 5 as a progressive above that 130. So we're going to get to 135 tonight, see if we can get 3, 4, maybe 5 out, but we're going to do that and get to that ladder or top of the ladder by doing some more reps. So you're going to see 100 kilos getting hit for 10, fingers crossed. You're going to see 120 getting hit for more than 5, and we're going to tackle 130 on the way up to 135. So stay tuned, this is going to be good. And yes, before you ask, I will be mixing it in with a little smidgen of back. See you back in a sec. And yes, you're thinking to yourself, wow, bloody hell, Barry doesn't usually edit that quickly in a video, and you're 100% right. We are going to be tackling 60 kilograms. That quick edit or that quick break for me, split second for you, was just to get a video on in the background as usual. This time it's not Tom Platz, it's not Lee Priest, it's not anyone else who we've watched before. This evening, it's not Arnie either. It is C-Bum, Chris Bumstead himself. So I'm just going to put him in the background, just to listen to, just to watch while we're cracking on with bench tonight, and hopefully get some inspiration. But for now, we're going to kick in with 60 kilograms and get warmed up. Okay, as you can see, going for higher repetitions, even in my warm-up. Usually I just hit that for about 5 or 6. That was about 15. So we'll get started now. I'm just going to kick in with a little bit of back, as I said, just to get the blood flow going, just to help me with my warm-up. And then we're going to kick straight into that 100 kilos. Okay, I'm also looking forward to this evening because I did something yesterday which doesn't happen very often. Thinking to yourself, did you stop talking for a second? Yes, but I also didn't train. So we're coming in to a chest session with a day's rest. I know, it doesn't happen very often. So let's see what that does. But for now, what we're going to do is we're going to add 20 kilo plate to each side. So this will chuck the bar up from 60 kilos straight to 100. Okay. So we've got 100 kilos on the bar, 220 kilos, 20 kilogram on the axle. That's my BCAAs, which I'm going to be drinking while we train this evening. But for now, let's crack on with 100. So I'm not going to be doing this for 5 repetitions as we've done before. We're looking to get 10 out of this. See how we get on. Okay. Oh, jeez. Almost gave myself a nosebleed going over 5 reps. So that's 10 repetitions on 100. As you saw, try to keep the time under tension exactly the same. They might have looked like quick reps, but I had a decent count in my head there. Made sure I was breathing through the reps as well. So hopefully that looked quite comfortable. It felt quite comfortable for 10. So now we're going to move up to 120. See you back in a sec. You don't need to see a back workout. I'm going to be doing that in a minute. Right, we're back. We've got 120 kilos on the bar. 20, 40, 50. And I'm actually just, as I said, listening to C-Bum this evening. Chris Bumstead. A lot of you, especially younger than me, probably know Chris Bumstead and his journey back to front. I don't, to be honest with you. I really don't. So this is going to be quite interesting, listening to this while we smash out a chest session. His physique is absolutely nuts, isn't it? Absolutely nuts. Of course, I've seen him loads on social media. But yeah, I don't follow specific bodybuilders I used to, like the Lee Priest, like the Dorian Yates, Jay Cutler, Ronnie Coleman, Arnie, Lou Ferrigno, Tom Platz. You can go on and on, can't you? But yeah, I haven't really followed any of the newer bodybuilders, but yeah, I'm going to enjoy this one. Right, so we've got 120 kilos on the bar. Let's see what we can do with this, shall we? As I said, I don't want to get 3 or 4 out on this. I'm going to see if we can get a few more than 4 and 5. Let's see what we can do. So this is 120. Let's go. Oh, damn, would like to have got 10 out on that, but to be honest with you, that last one would have been a struggle for 10. And that's where I know where to draw the line, especially training on my own. When I'm doing, this might sound a bit silly, but when I'm doing like 3s, 4s, 5s, I've got pretty decent muscular endurance and pretty quick explosive off reps, even at a heavy weight. So I never worry too much about doing anything between 3, 4 and 5. Even with 140 or even 130 probably is a better example, as you've seen in my videos. That though, 120 getting to 9, lost a little bit of gas. Yeah, that 10th, that was more fatigue than it was pure power, if you know what I mean. So yeah, all the power in the world, I don't think would have got that 10th up. Well, you never know, you never know. That was decent. As you can hear, man, Jesus. Oh, that. Cool. Doing those types of reps. I can feel that straight in my delts and pump on the chest as well, which I'm not used to feeling in those more explosive, powerful, kind of lower, heavier sets. Feels decent. I haven't done I haven't done high reps for a while. But yeah, a lot of you have commented about that. Barry, what are you doing 3 heavy sessions for? And to be honest with you, let you into a bit of a, not even a secret, but it got me thinking actually. When I hit 155 kilos, which was probably about 18 months ago maybe, beginning of last year, middle of last year, I don't know when it was, but it was last year at some point, hit 155, which is my highest. I did that without doing much in the way of barbell bench at all. I did that by concentrating on flat dumbbell press and getting up to like 55. I think I got up to almost 62 kilos for a couple of reps on dumbbell press. I then thought, you know something, it's been a while since I did barbell bench press and I love it. Jumped onto barbell, boom, 120 for a couple, and I'm like, wow, that felt light. 130 for a couple, I'm like, let's go with it. It's a pre-workout, I think it was a Saturday morning, 140, flew up for one. I was like, okay, let's see where we're at. 150, boom, and I was like, this is ridiculous. Now the 150 stuck a little bit, but you know me. So I put 2.5 on each side, 155, and I'm like, wait a minute, this would be a PB. So literally struggle. Again, as per usual, a bloody long rep and a lockout. But I was like, that's insane. So I did 155 without focusing too much on barbell. So I like to experiment with this kind of thing. Hence, the last couple of weeks, as you've seen on my journey, I've been getting to heavy, doing the 555. But I do listen to what you guys say. So this is why I'm kind of mixing it up. As you saw in the last session, 140, went to war with that for 5 sets of 2 repetitions. And that felt great, getting to 10. That was 10 heavy reps in a session, which is the best I've ever done. But tonight, it's about checking that, not only power, but also getting some muscular endurance in there as well. Just fatigue and getting that pump in there too. Because as I said, I think this type of training along with some heavy sessions in a week will really help. And also, I think it's helped having a rest session as well. So what we're going to do now is, where we've got 120 on there, we're now going to add 5 kilos to each side. So we're going to go to 130 now. So just a little bit of a different dial up of program here. Going high reps, 10 repetitions on 100, 9 reps on 120, which I'm happy with. Now we're going to attempt 5 on 130, and then we're going to go for 135 for 5. Fingers crossed. Might work out, might not, but c'est la vie, we'll soon find out. See you back in a sec. Right, let's go. So 130 on the bar, as we said. We're going to go for 5 repetitions on here. See how we go.
For $10,000, the Olympia silver medal to our runner-up this evening, Breon Ansley.
Oh, Chris Bumstead gets gold. Nice. Right. 130 kilos. Going to attempt 5 on this one. Let's get this going. Chris Bumstead. Right. As always, the first on 130, I think it's always going to be that way, isn't it? Felt heavy. Say that every video, don't I? Felt heavy. Felt like it murdered me. It is what it is, as they say. Right, we're going to go up to 135 now, which means I need some of these little 2.5s that are very rarely used. And they sit down here, just behind my dual action pulley. So let's grab 2 of these. So we've got these little weights here. We're going to slide those bad boys onto the bar. Uno, this one as well, and that's then going to add up to still no better sound, is there? Right, we've now got 135 on the bar, 20, 40, 50, 55, 57 and a half, which adds up to 115 kilograms in plates, and good old 7 foot Olympic bar. Right, so I'm literally going to watch a little bit of Chris Bumstead for the next couple of minutes, grab some more BCAAs, do a set on back, then I'll see you guys back. For you it'll be a split second, for me 3 minutes. See you back. Right, back on, 135 kilos, rested up a little bit, give myself like 3 or 4 minutes, and just watching C-Bum. This is him in Olympia, I think 2020. Insane, man. Everyone said he had a weak back, and that was going to be his weakness, and how dare he win Olympia before this with a weak back. You got to be full-rounded bodybuilder to win Olympia, so he worked on his back, and oh my God.
So it made that kind of improvement in just 1 year was something most bodybuilders couldn't do in 3. His back wasn't just thicker and wider, but it was shredded. The potential that everyone...
Unbelievable, unbelievable. So you say you can't do things? Put your mind to it. That guy got criticism, knew he had to work on his back, worked on his back. Oh my God, and blew the competition away. Right, 135. I'm just about to see if I can crack on with 135. So we're going for at least a treble here. I want to get 3 out, so 135. See what we can do. This is new territory for me. As I said before this, we did 5 sets of 5 reps with 130. But as you know, even 5 kilogram increments can mean a lot. And before this, where we tackled 140, we've managed to do 140 for 5 sets of 2 in the last video, as you know. So, split it in between. Will this help? We'll soon find out. Again, no leg drive. This is chest, delts, and a sprinkle of triceps from middle to top. Right, 135. Let's get this going on. Right, well that answered your question, didn't it? We've got to tackle this 135 for 5, don't we? So we can get 2 out on 140. We can get 5 5s out on 130. Could I have pushed an extra one there? Would have been dicey, wouldn't it? That's a strong 4 out on 130. 5. So yeah, we're going to tackle this one again. So I think this is where I did it, wasn't it? It was that 130 to 140, too much of a leap. A lot of you said it. I knew it, but I wanted to get to 140 because I know if I can get to 140 times 5, 160's there. Too soon, I reckon, too soon. But I'm happy that last week we hammered that 140, gave it no respect and hit 5 sets of 2. But yeah, I've got to get this 130 now, don't I? That was all right, that was strong 4. Just going to take a little bit of a rest. We're going to take some inspiration from Mr. CB himself.
There became very little doubt that if you took away the fame, he would still be competing.
Listen to a bit of C-Bum, get a little bit of back done, just light as I said. And then we're going to go back and tackle that 135. Let's do this. Okay, right, so we're back on 135 for another set. So first set we did 4. Do you know something? Quite happy with that 4. See if we can repeat that for 3 or 4 again. And all I know is actually we've got to go in the middle here. Run up to 140 a little bit too quickly. And I know this 135 here, when I start owning this for 5, will get me to 140 for 5 and 160. So you live and learn. But we're not going away from high reps tonight. So once we do another set on 135, I'm going to drop back to 120. Hopefully some muscle memory. Trick the brain a little bit into thinking there's still 135 on the bar. We're going to smash 120 and we're going to go back down to 100 in an up-down pyramid. But before we do that, we have to tackle 135 and try not to die here as well. So let's go. Oh. Jesus Christ. Bloody hell. That third one kicked me in the chin. Like literally a... But yeah, funny thing, as I said, that 120 earlier, where I finished on 9 because I didn't know I had 10, I could feel I was shattered, there was nothing else in me. That, although that third one kicked my arse, that's just strength and power, people. Happy to get that fourth one up. So that's 2 sets of 4 on 135, which is good. So we'll aim to get that up to 5 next week. But for now, we're going to drop down to 120. Go for some higher reps than 3-4 reps. Then we'll go down to 100 kilos. We're going to have an absolute party on that weight. Saying that though, what have we done? 100, 120, 130, 135 times 2. Back down to 120. So by the time we get to that 100, I'll be about 7 sets into it. So I'll see if I can repeat the 10 that we did on the first set, maybe. Right, I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to finish off my BCAAs, got a bit left. Back for a short set, drop that down to 120, see you back in a sec. Right, we stripped them off, the 2.5s are back where they belong. We've now got 20, 40, only 50 on each side, it's 120 bar. I've also come off that C-Bum documentary as well with about 25 minutes, half hour left. Why? Do you know, so it was quite interesting, but didn't feel the whole documentary vibe. It was, I don't know, a bit monotone. So I have put on the golden era of bodybuilding. And it started off with this guy, hilarious, right? Don't know what they're showing you now actually, but who's that, Lee Priest? Absolute goat. But yeah, they literally, the first bit of the golden era bodybuilding, right? This guy comes out of this American truck and he walks across the camera and he goes, "Hi. What I've just got out of is quite appropriate. I'm here at Gold's Gym, where it's all about monsters and big engines." I'm like, oh, I have a word. It was hilarious though. Look at that guy.
And that's what I'm telling them. I'm telling them about my life, about the beach, about some of the women in my life, and I'm sharing that with them. When you
Quadzilla himself.
back to you and you all leave that much higher, that's my thrill. That's my thrill.
Tom Platz, Lee Priest, Dorian Yates. Some mad people, isn't it?
I'd like to think that I'm more of a legend than he is, okay? And I like to think I can beat him too. And I wouldn't enter a contest unless I knew it.
Tom Platz, insane. Everyone else around that era, insane. Right, 120 kilos. Less worshipping, more doing. 120 kilos, let's see what we can get out. As I said, tonight, yes, it's getting up, checking at 130, so I'm happy with that, 135, sorry. But it's all about getting some more higher reps out than 5 on some of these lesser weights. Let's go after 120, let's see what we can do. I'm hoping the first 3 fly up, because in my head, my body's still thinking 135. We'll soon find out. Whew. Oh. Actually quite happy with that. Not 10 again. I want to get there where I'm doing solid 120s for 10. But 8 repetitions on that, seeing as that was after 2 heavy 4 rep sets on 135. As I said before, as soon as I go above 5 repetitions, it's like running a marathon, people. So it was 120 for 8, which I'm happy with. So where we did this before, on the pyramid up, we did it for 9, so I'm well happy. I've just done 8. It's only 1 rep off that previous set. That was good. Happy with that. Now I would like to think I've got 2 sets left. In the back of my head, I've got to be hitting minimum 8 sets just to make sure I'm also getting the reps in there, doing a rep count in my head as well. So we're going to tackle another set on 120. Now on the next set, where we did 8 before, I'm going to give myself a little bit of a rest, couple of minutes, listen to the golden era of bodybuilding, and we're going to hammer out a good 5, 6, possibly more on that. And we're going to drop down to 100 and go to war with 100. Let's check them out, see what they're doing on the golden era. Sick little car, isn't it?
Which is my baby. It's a love affair. You know, it's like you have a love affair with the gym, you have a love affair with your lady, and you have a love affair with cars. I put it to bed at night, I have it covered up, I pet it, and you gotta do that to a classic car. You can't just park in the garage and forget about it. You gotta take care of it.
Okay. Tuck it in at night and pet it. Not sure I've ever tucked a car in at night and petted a car, but hey, comment if you have. Actually, don't comment if you have. If you do, maybe use an anonymous account. Right, I'm going to fast forward this a little bit because as much as I do love my classic cars as well, and cars in general, this is the era of bodybuilding, not classic cars. Right, so I'm going to fast forward that to something I want to watch. I'm going to crack on with another back session. Actually, no, I'm not. I've retired that. So I'm just going to get a little bit of a 2-3 minute further rest. So I'm going to have 5-minute rest. We're going to tackle 120 again. See you back in a sec. Right, we're back to the final, not final set. We've got 100 kilos to do, but 120 again. So yeah, just watching this era of bodybuilding, it's quite interesting. They've gone back, right back to like, I think probably 80s. Looks like kind of mid 80s, early 90s. This guy's just talking about how he's read Muscle and Fitness magazine since the age of 12 and how he writes down all of his programs. It kind of does get you thinking, kind of when I was like training in the gym back in the day, there was no social media, there was no nothing. So you only learned from other people in the gym. You learned from kind of watching Pumping Iron and everything else as well. But you really only had 1 or 2 perspective on things. So it's kind of like either I do it that way or that way, and you try 2 things. Now I think if anything, we've overcomplicated things because there's so much out there. Yeah, you Google best body weight exercises or best chest exercises, and you get millions of Google views. And you look at one, and then the other one contradicts the other, and the other one contradicts the other. And you try things, and that doesn't work. And then you try to amalgamate things, and in the end, I think most people look at things and think, actually, it's far too complicated. I'll just stick to what I did. But yeah, it's just interesting sometimes. We overcomplicate things. Well, certainly I do sometimes, and no doubt you might be the same. Right, 120 kilos. Let's get this going. Quite know what's happened to the don't know what happened to the sound there. That was a bit eerie. Right, 120 kilos. Let's see if we can get 5+ on this. As I said, today we're talking reps. Let's see if we can build up some of that endurance. Oh, Jesus Christ. shit. Oh my God. Oh. Bloody hell. Oh, God almighty. Tell you, going above 5. Holy crap. I'm absolutely... I said it's cold in here, but needs a little bit of air in. Flipping heck. The chest is absolutely... Oh God. There's not a lot there. Jeez. I have to admit, you don't feel pumps like this when you're going for those heavy sets of 4 or 5. Bloody hell. So that was 120. On the second working set of tonight, we did that for 9. We've just done 2 sets of 8 on 120. So that's brilliant. So that's what, 16, 9, 25 reps on 120 tonight. Epic. How many did we do? 130 for 5. And then we've done 8 reps on 135 tonight. Whereas actually, if you think about it, I did 10 reps on 140 last session. So you look at amount of kilograms lifted last session, potentially from a top weight reps wins with 10 on 140. But for me tonight, it's been rep. But yeah, it's been good. Different. I don't feel the, how can I say, the stress on the front delts, which I have done in recent weeks, just doing 2 or 3 sessions. Tonight I can feel it far more on the chest, less on those delts, and that's because I'm not putting 140 for 10, boom, and smashing those out. So it might be good just to rest those up. And as I said before, right at the start of the video, when I've done this before and just smashed out dumbbell press or gone lighter and just worked on 100 kilos, I've been able to lift 150. So this was just another direction I wanted to experiment with those 5.5s and going up, and it's worked. And I think if I carried on with 140, I would get to that 4 or 5. But this is a little bit of a change up, and to be honest with you, as I said, it feels good. Getting that endurance on the chest, but as well as that, also smashing home some sick repetitions as well. So we're going to take these 10s off now. Oh. And we're going to drop it down to 100 kg. Okay, so we've now got 100 kg on the bar. So 20, 40 each end, 7-foot Olympic bar, 225 pounds. Right, so I'm just going to give myself a couple of minutes rest. Let's see what they're doing, shall we?
I just love to lay in the sun. It feels very, very relaxing. It's very therapeutic. It gives me a lot
Don't worry, this is still the era of bodybuilding. I haven't gone onto, Jesus Christ, Barry got so bored he's literally gone on to some other channel. A lot of you might be thinking, Barry, stay on that channel, mate. Female bodybuilders of the 1980s, 1990s. I have to admit, from watching that era of bodybuilding, you see some of the top guys, and I think Arnie was in a different league with a few others. But some of the other ones were in the Gold's Gym. You can tell they're on roids and whatever else. But I don't know if it was just kind of like these days, just like what's available to people who want to go onto steroids. The cycles are different. Over the last 20, 30 years, of course, they've become more clued up, the scientists, whoever put all of these concoctions together just to get better products out there. But I don't know. They're just massive. They're monsters these days on steroids. Maybe they're just taking a shitload more of it, and they were a bit more liberal back in the day and would only take what they felt was safe. And these days, it's all about money and let's see how much we can get inside of and see how big we can become. But I don't know, for me, and you might disagree, I look at bodybuilders now, and yeah, absolutely, aesthetically ripped. You can see every single muscle in the body. But give me a classic bodybuilder like your Arnie physique, or kind of, I don't know, even Sean Ray, those types of guys, and Dorian Yates to a certain degree. Well, I suppose Dorian was the first one that became a monster along with Ronnie Coleman. But back in the Arnie days and Lou Ferrigno and stuff like that, those guys were massive, and yes, on steroids, but their physique, it's kind of physique where people just turn heads and they're like, I want that physique, as opposed to some of the big bodybuilders, in my opinion, you look at it and you're like, how do you function on a daily basis with a frame that big? So I don't know, make comment, be interested to know your views on that as well, but yeah, we shall see. Right, now we're going to crack on with a final set on press of 100 kilos, smash this out, see what we can do on this. We did 10 on the first working set, but probably could have got out more, but didn't want to work above 10, so we'll see what we can do on this. I'm not expecting the world, I'd like to get to 10, but we've done a lot this evening, I hope you agree. After we've done this, I'm just going to pull the bench forward a little bit, keep it flat, and just get a decent high repetition set with probably maybe 22.5, 27.5 flies, just to get some flies instead of just pressing. But for now, we've got 100 kilos to absolutely, hopefully, disrespect as it drops on my chin. But let's see how we get on. This is going to be all about endurance. Run out of puff. Oh God. Jesus. Oh my God. There was still probably some left in the tank there. I just ran out of absolute puff on that. Oh my God. My arms on those last couple there were absolutely hanging. Just try to keep those elbows tucked in as well, just so I was keeping it nice and tight, but also using some of the triceps there as well. But oh my God, as you can hear, whew, Jesus Christ, that was tough, but a hell of a lot of fun. So that was 15 repetitions on 100 kilos to finish off what has been another really enjoyable chest session. And don't worry, just because we've only gone to 135 this evening, with this high repetitions, I'm using one of these high reps now to build up that endurance, get more reps in, and don't worry, we'll still have heavy sessions during the week as well. It's all about programming, people. Call me crazy. It's what works for you. Right, we're going to strip that down. Final set of flies on probably 27.5. Get a decent set out, then we're in and eating. Because I haven't had my dinner yet and I am absolutely starving. So stick around for the flies and a bit of a debrief. I'll see you back in 2. Right, and believe it or not, I've had a little bit of a rest. I've chosen my next 2 videos to watch in the next couple of sessions, and I'll introduce you to what that's going to be. One guy, an absolute inspiration, trains a lot with the likes of, God, what's that, O'Hearn guy, O'Tren, whatever they call him. But yeah, him, can't remember what his first name is, but you'll know if you're into bodybuilding and whatever else, and YouTube, I'm sure you are because you're watching this, then yeah, you'll know who I am. I just can't remember what his name is. And then there's another guy who's very young, but on the scene, just had his hair cut, apparently. That's what a video says, but I saw one of his videos ages back. Haven't seen any of his videos for yonks, but there's a documentary on his journey. So I'm going to introduce you to those 2. But before we do that, we're going to smash out a final set this evening for chest, which is going to be chest fly. Let's get into it. Oh. Flip a leg. Move the bench back. Boom. Right. So he's hit the press. Now he's hit the fly. Gotta love your fly exercises. Right, so I was talking about 2 people that I'm going to watch on the next couple of videos, so you can look out for. Whatever you do, don't watch their documentaries before and then tell me what it is in the comments. First guy, I've seen him quite a bit before, and he is this guy here. So you can see, oh, the video's gone, wait a minute. This guy here, 78-year-old Robbie Robinson, trains with Mike O'Hearn, that's it, Mike O'Hearn, and a few others as well. And after that, we're going to watch this. So the insane rise of Sam Sulek. Now a lot of you, especially you younger guys, might have seen Sam Sulek on his rise. I think he's now sponsored by Hofstar or someone, apparently. But yeah, 21 years old or something, 22. So I said, I saw him ages back when he only had about like 100,000 followers. Now he's into like 2 or 3 million or something like that. So they're going to be the 2 documentaries I'm going to be watching next. As you know, don't listen to music. It's either motivational speeches or it's documentaries like that. Enough yapping. Let's do a quick conclusion on this evening. For me, good progression, higher repetitions, and happy just to be getting a slightly lighter but still focused session in. So what did we hit? 10 on 100, 9 on 120, 5 on 130, 4 times 2 on 135, 8 on 120, 8 again on 120, and then we dropped down to 100, we hit 15. That's a shed loads of reps, people, on plus 100 kilos. I'm happy, my chest is pumped, I'm going in for something to eat. As always, if you're training this evening, leave nothing on the bench. Work hard, play hard, have fun, stay safe. Comment, as always, please, 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 love the comments so much. Thank you for liking, and if you do subscribe, a huge thank you. It's not a prerequisite, it's free, but you know something? Subscribe or not, up to you. Just makes it easier to find my videos. But other than that, to be honest with you, I'm just thankful that you've taken the time out, because you could be doing anything to watch this video. So just huge thanks again. I'll see you on the next one. Hope you enjoyed it. Take care.